Hey, what's up, guys? The name's Gabriel, aka Reflect Beats. Pretty much, I'm starting this whole thing, just beat making tutorials or just you watch me beat make. What this is not to basically change how you make beats, but it's something that you can like imply into what you do. You can add it to your repertoire. So, just watch my techniques. I'll explain while I do. And that's pretty much it. If you're a Facebook user, like. If you're a YouTube user, subscribe. And yeah, like I said, this is part one. I got plenty more to go. Alright, I got plenty of beats sitting in here that I can show you how I made. Plenty of beats that I'm gonna be making, samples. So just stay tuned. Alright, guys. Alright, so if you're like me, you learned how to make beats by yourself. You basically just researched, and my greatest advice for you if you make beats and you have nobody to teach you is join forums online. There's future, I think it's called Future Producers or Future Music Producers. There's one called Audio Connection. They're like, some are older generation people, but they still help. There's still like valuable resources there. So that's, like I said, if you're like me, you just make beats on your own. But alright, so let's get started here. I was working on a beat earlier, so I have some sounds, and basically what it is that most people who listen to hip hop nowadays are more into, like, me personally, no, but you're into your Wiz Khalifas, you're into, like, let's say an upcoming Mac Miller who's known but not really big known, and what do they all talk about? Weed. So you always have those weed type songs. So I was just making a song for a guy that I work with. So pretty much this is the sounds that I came up with, like a mellow sound. You know what I'm saying? So you'll figure out quickly that that's a chill, laid back sound. Yeah. So that's for basically the melody of the song. Something else that you want to work with that I think is the most important. It's the second. Depending on who you are, it's the second or first most important thing. To me, it's usually the second, but in this type of song, it's got to be the first most important thing, which is bass. Me first most part is drums, because your drums is what makes your head nod and you pump up the music, or you set the mood with your drums. But bass, a sick bass line, you can't compete with that. So, alright, so let's record that. So basically this is how the bass and that melody would sound together. That's how the bass and the melody would sound together. And like I said, depending on what you think is more important, drums or bass. Like I said, me most likely is more drums. I've been working on some drums here, so I got this for the kick. It's like, it has a kick, a little kind of like little hi-hat at the end. So, and then the snare is more like you see, it's like mellow type snare that you really, it's like kind of like out there. And then you got your regular hi-hat. So basically, let me hear. So these are just sounds that I have. I already told you that if you listened earlier, that I already have the beat kind of done. I was working on it already. So this is how the bass, the drums, and the melody would sound together. So. So you might hear the kick sound a little bit too hard. That's because one, I ain't mixed or mastered, which I still gotta do, or find somebody to do, and I have the volume set high so you guys can hear. So, but a lot of times in beats, you want to make sure, like, if you're not gonna change it drastically, like me, I don't like changing my beats drastically. Like some people you hear, they'll have their first verse, their second verse, like a bridge that's completely different from the beat, and then their third verse will jump in. Like me, it's first verse I have everything that I made. Let's say second verse will be the same as the first verse, but then the third verse I'll probably shorten keys or take sound out. I never like change it drastically where you're like, where the hell did that come from? You know what I'm saying? So my beats are more mellow, more underground hip hop. You're never gonna find me making electro or whatever you call them nowadays, unless somebody says, "Yo, Gabriel, can you make me this type of beat?" So but since like me saying I don't change it drastically, you want to make cuts in your drums. So like say for instance, let me run it through. Stuff like that. There's a simple cut in the song of your drums will make it go a long way. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much, like, subscribe. I'm about to put the beat on now so you can hear how it sounds. I'll probably put like the first verse up. Like I said, like, Facebook, subscribe, YouTube, and I promise you, maybe this week, maybe today, later on today, I'll have another video. So if you see me wearing the same clothes, it's because you know it's today, alright? Be easy.